I wish I could say that it took me a lot of courage to muster up to want to talk about this, but realistically, I've been wanting to talk about this for years. You see, while I barely classify as a man, I am indeed an adult. And you know what that means? That means at some point I was a stupid child. A teenager, one might say. So I've had my fair share of making some mistakes, and one of the mistakes I've made that have seemed to really stuck out to me was accepting a friend request from this guy named Will. I'm not going to say his full name because I'm not going to dox him like that, but let's just say that we all have a Will in our lives. You know, that one guy that you can't tell is intentionally trying to be stupid his entire life or is trying to make a career out of getting my blood pressure up. I couldn't tell if this guy was a moron or a professional rage baiter. And just for substance, he was actually a decent guy for the most part. You know, early on in our friendship, he was a cool dude. He didn't really switch up on anybody. He was always, himself. He was funny. He was fine the way he was. But something happened. Will started thinking with his dick. 99% of his problems was always because of females or lack of females in his life. And I'm not gonna, single myself out. I'm no Picasso when it comes to, looks. I won't go off the bat and say I'm ugly or anything, but I will say that I've seen mayonnaise get more play than I do. But you know what? At least I never switched up my personality for the sake of getting a woman, alright? No bird has made me want to straighten out my nest. But I'm getting off topic here. We're not gonna talk about me. We're gonna go back to talking about Will. Now, again, for the most part, early on in our friendship, he was completely fine. A good friend. And what's painful is that I can actually pinpoint exactly when the change happened. I was there. I witnessed it. At the time, I didn't even realize what I have done, but he morphed into a fuckboy right at this moment. The moment that me, my best friend Trevor, who I'm still friends with today, and Will decided to go see the 50 Shades of Grey movie.
I'm only hitting you because I cannot fuck my mother.
Yes, Mr. Gray.
My tastes are a bit singular, but my 50 Shades of fucked up are plural.
Yes, Mr. Gray.
I would like to bite that lip. On God, I am hungry, no cap.
Yes, Mr. Gray.
No, Gray, no like E.
Yes, Mr. Gray.
In the movies I used iPhones, but in the books I had a BlackBerry. Modern day commercialism made me look like a bigger tool than I already am.
Yes, Mr. Gray.
Uh-oh, it's Mr. Insecurity and broken promises coming your way. My flags are red, but my money is green.
Yes, Mr. Gray.
I am the richest ashtray in the world. My mother was a crack addict, but maybe you'd like to crack a dip.
Yes, Mr. Gray.
Are you naked under that dress, or is that table happy to have you bend over it?
Yes, Mr. Gray.
He realized something that day, and I don't know why he would come to this realization, because it would actually cause so much heartache down the road, but Will fucking concluded that in order to get any play with women, you have to seem broken. Like fucking Christ, man. I had no idea that while we were just watching a movie, you were just constructing your own lore. No bullshit, mate. I've seen this man go up to a chick and just talk about how his sister was beaten to death by his dad in front of his eyes when he was only 8. He doesn't have a sister. That has been his entire thing years after we saw that movie. And you're thinking, so what? Guys do that all the time. Yes, they do. Believe me, I know a lot of guys do that. But it's a whole nother thing when you start doing it to your friends who have known you for years. This guy should have gotten, an award for being an actor, even though he hasn't been in any film. Top of the hat, he is a method actor to the T. He has once confided into me about, ending it all, and he showed me a gun in his car, and he was shaking with it, in his hand, and I took the gun away from him because, I'm actually a decent friend. I don't want my friend to off himself. I picked up the gun, and dude, this isn't even a lie. This isn't even exaggeration. I shook the gun, and I was like, motherfucker, is this a BB gun? He didn't even have any words for me after that. But this moment right here that I'm about to talk about is what really nailed it into my head that I cannot hang out with this man anymore. I'm at my house, right? I'm just waiting for my friends to come over, Will and Trevor. Now, Will has told me so many lies, and I've caught so many of them to the point to where our friendship was just, disintegrating. And Trevor felt that way too, It's just now, the vibe with me and Trevor is completely different from the vibe with me and Will. Trevor comes in my bedroom. Oh, golly Wally, my boy, come here, let me get some of that, come here, bring it in. You doing okay? You drinking a lot of water? Man, you look thick. Good boy, you've been eating. God dang, man. You are looking good, man. Thick with a capital damn. You seem a little parched though. You want some apple cider, vinaigrette or some olive oil with a side of water? Come in, I got refreshments. I got saltine crackers, I got Kobe Jack cheese. I got whatever you need, my boy. Just holler at me. I am your humble servant. I look at Will and I'm like, the hose is in the backyard if you're thirsty. That's the vibe now. But I still tolerate Will because a piece of me still thinks he's my friend at this point. Now, we're all just chilling in my bedroom. We have some Grand Theft Auto going on. Some good old GTA. And, we're smoking a little reefer. And since we're on this topic, now's a good little Easter egg. Will has developed a drug problem at this point in his adventure to look cool for people. And before Will had walked his silly goofy little ass into my house to smoke marijuana with us. By the way, my parents are against the shit, but he walked in the house. He has ingested God knows what. I think it was mushrooms with pills with some alcohol in his system. And he didn't bother to let any of us know in the loop. We had no idea what he had planned for us that night. Trevor's playing Grand Theft Auto. I'm laughing. I'm watching him. And I look over at Wonder Boy over here, and he's just staring blank into the television, just not saying a word. I'm asking him, Will, are you okay? Are you good? Me and Trevor, we're looking at him. Trevor pauses the game, and he's not looking too hot, And you know what? I'm done narrating. I'm just gonna, this is what happened. Wonder Boy goes,
get him off me! I can't! Stop, Daddy, no! Why does nobody love me?
he's doing all of that in front of me, and I cannot deal with this little weenie is in the corner of my room putting on a show. And remember, I told you my mother does not like us smoking marijuana. This is worse, and he is yelling. She's asleep downstairs, and I'm getting to the point to where I'm like, either he's gonna shut up or I'm gonna polish that willy. I'm gonna punch him. But miraculously, somehow, we get him to calm down. And at this point, me and Trevor, we have no choice but to kind of laugh. Like, no bullshit. We were all three of us on my bed, patting Will on the back as he's crying. And for some reason, Trevor just had the urge to kind of bounce up and down on my bed spring. We're sitting, but he's just bouncing. And I'm doing everything I can to kind of contain the laughter because I don't want to make him cry anymore. But it was honestly my own little circle of hell. It's try to not laugh. All right, and after all of that, this is when Will starts throwing up everywhere in my bedroom. Like everywhere. Like out of the blue, he's just projectile vomiting all over my carpet, my desk, my fucking he got my new tea set. I just bought that from the Vietnamese market. That was my actual tea set, and he just vomited all over it. And then he finally manages to get the bin, and he starts throwing up in the bin profusively. And I'm like, I'm done at this point. There is no going back here. I've already checked out. And just to make matters worse, he's asking stupid questions. What's wrong, Will? What? My eyes, they're burning. Why are they burning? And I'm like, I don't know. Maybe it has something to do with you staring into your own stomach acid, you fucking dumb klutz. He keeps puking. He cries a little more. And honestly, I've given up. If my mother comes upstairs to, discipline us, I don't care anymore. Just get him out of the house. And then I look back at him. It's been quiet for a minute. I look back. This fucker is asleep in my bed. In my bed. The room smells like puke, and he fell asleep in my bed. Trevor goes to run an errand, and I look over at Will, like maybe an hour later. He's got one eye open, like a child to see if I see him sleeping. He's fake sleeping in my bed. And you know what I do? Nothing. I let him have it. I set up the mattress. I go to sleep. Trevor comes back shortly. He shares the mattress with me. We go to sleep. We wake up and he's all like, wow, crazy night, right guys? And you know what I did? I made Will get up and clean up all the fucking vomit he left behind. He cleaned up everything. He went downstairs. He washed my tea set. He threw stuff away in like a garbage bag. And I made him take the trash out at ass o'clock in the morning. And then I at that point I was like, yo, bro, just go home. What? Go home. Go back home, please. He's like, well, I thought we were gonna drink more. And I was like, get the fuck out. And I learned a really important lesson that day. Don't take all your friends to the movies with you, because they will turn into fuckboys.